You're getting this huge opportunity to learn how to basically make Super Bowl commercials in like 30 seconds or less, right? So you have 10 social platforms that you can do short form video on, experience videos in a way that they never have before.
She has over 500,000 followers on TikTok. She has spoken on just about every important social media stage, diving deep into short form videos.
Everything you need is already available online. We are bracing for impact. We're going to get hit with millions of people.
6 million views. It's insane.
Over 28 million views.
1.2 million views.
Thousands and thousands of people following me.
50,000 followers.
Brought a whole new audience to my attention.
We're featured on the Today Show,
Good Morning America, and the Kelly Clarkson Show.
I've gotten a lot of business. I've gotten a lot of sales.
Learn from the expert, right?
Keenya Kelly.
Welcome back to another episode of the Keenya Kelly podcast. I am excited to talk to you today, whether you are listening to the podcast or you are watching this on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Makes me so happy. I always love doing this. And I also always love that my editor does all these like fancy edits. So this is a good time to do a fancy edit because I just want to see that when I get the edits back from her. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to just type spirit fingers because I just gave y'all spirit fingers. So type spirit fingers in the chat. That lets me know that you have watched this on YouTube. So today we're talking about tips for creating engaging short form videos because as we all know, short form video isn't going anywhere because short form video is everywhere right now. You can do short form video on Twitter now, and you can do short form video on LinkedIn. So let's count. We got the mother first. We've got TikTok, we've got Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. 7 places. Oh, not only that, you have Clapper, and then you have Eliminate. So you have 9 social platforms, 10, there's Triller that you can do short form video on. And so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I want to teach you what you can do to create engaging short form video. So I have a little list here of 8 things. So if you're watching on YouTube and you see me look off to the side, that's making sure that I know what point to hit because I don't memorize this. Like I'm not like a reporter where I'm reading from a teleprompter. It's like legit me in the office with a microphone right here. All right, so let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do in order to create great engaging videos is you got to have good energy. You have to have good energy because nobody likes to sit around and watch paint dry. Let's just be honest. Like if somebody is boring in their videos, you're not enjoying them, you're not going to watch. We don't do that on Netflix, on Hulu, on HBO. We don't like doing that on a date, right? And so listen, hold on. The only place that we will sit and watch something that is boring is if it's your kid at a recital, your kid at a spelling bee. If your kid is up somewhere, graduation, something, you gonna sit there through that because it is your child. Otherwise, we ain't doing it, okay? Number 1, you wanna have some great energy. This doesn't mean you have to be just like me. I have a lot of energy. I've always have. And so it's just what I have. And so everybody is not like me, but they're not boring. Okay. So remember, you've got 1 to 2 seconds to capture somebody's attention. And so you need to have some level of good energy in your videos. Number 2, one of the things you want to do in your videos, let's just say that you are teaching. Like right now, I'm sitting up, I'm looking into the camera and I'm talking. If I was creating a short form video and I'm teaching on these 8 points, what I would do is I would have bullet point text going over each point. So what does that mean? So when I first started out and I said whatever I said, once I got to point number 1, good energy, above my head, I would have the number 1, good energy. And so it would appear and then it would disappear as I go over the point, good energy. And now we're talking about bullet point text. So then it would change to number 2 over top of my head and it would say bullet point text. And so that way people are able to follow along with each bullet point, right? Because if you say I've got 8 amazing tips you need to know, then they're going to want to write them down. So not everybody will write them down, but if it's really good, people are going to say, wait, what? And they're going to pause and they're going to want to write down the bullet points. Okay. Some people will also put it in the comment section, just so you know. The third thing you want to do to create great short form videos is captions. Captions are everything. Okay. First reason, because not everyone can hear as well as you do, right? It's called like accessibility, I believe it is, on Instagram, where you can turn on certain things where it will read certain things to people. If you like, okay, for example, like on Instagram, if you put like an image post and you're writing something in the caption, you can take that caption and you can put it in accessibility, and a person that may have a hard time hearing can tap a button and it will read the words that you put in accessibility. And so the same thing goes for your captions. If you have the captions on screen, meaning you've clicked the button on TikTok, Instagram, or you have used an app like CapCut or Captions to actually write the captions on screen, then you make it easy for people that need that for accessibility. The second thing is that people, like 80% of people, actually watch videos muted. Like, you think about it, the next time you're on social media, you're probably not going to let every single thing you see play. You're going to unmute the thing that you want to actually hear. Why? Because it's a lot of stuff happening on social media and we don't want to scroll in here, scroll in here. No, it's on mute. And if they can see what you're talking about, they can see the captions and it's what they actually want to experience, then they are more likely to actually unmute your video and actually watch it, because now they're like, oh, this seems like something I will be interested in. Let me unmute. And then number 4, you want to give people a reason to say wow or nod their head. When you are teaching a thing, when you're showing a thing, when you're displaying whatever it is you're doing, you want to give people these moments of wow, or oh my God, or really? You want them to go like, yes, or whatever it is, right? So you may have someone that's doing a get ready with me and I see how she or he put an outfit together and I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, I really like that. Or they're given a fact about how you can cook something in the kitchen that you never thought that you could do or whatever, right? Like, I watched a video the other day where I did not know this was a thing about Trader Joe's. And apparently you can go to Trader Joe's and if you want to taste something, you can go to an employee and say, hey, I'm interested. I want to taste this. I want to see what this tastes like. An employee will then open up whatever the package is and let you taste it. And if you like it, then you can buy it. If you don't, then you don't have to. And I was just like, I don't understand. They said, well, because when you open it, if you like it, you're going to buy it. Otherwise, they would just give it to the employees to be able to have in the back. And I was just like, wow, watching that video. And now here I am talking about it again, on the podcast. When you're creating short videos, give people a reason to be like, wow, oh my God, really? No way. Or getting them to nod their head. Now, let's get to number 5. Give them a reason to want to share the content, which is very similar to number 4, which is nodding and like wowing. You want people to share your content. But the reason why people are going to share your content is because like it was so good and they feel like other people need what it is you just said. They need to see what it is that is happening in your videos. And listen, when people share your content, that is how you are going to reach new people. Every video, you don't have to make it like everybody wants to share everything, but the more of your content that people will want to share or save with other people, then the more likely you are to have repeat offenders watching your content, the more likely you are to potentially go viral, and the more likely you are to reach new people that may be interested in what it is that you have to offer. Number 6, when you can, add B-roll. Now, this is if you are shooting content in your camera roll and you have an editor editing your video. For me, for the longest time, when I was doing short form videos and I had an editor, we were adding B-roll. And some of the videos we continue to add B-roll, and then some that we don't. Like, I know here in our podcast and on our YouTube channel, we add little memes and all that to make our videos a lot more engaging. And so you can do that if you want to. It's not a requirement, but this is something that people enjoy, is as they're watching your videos, they see something else cut in like B-roll into your video. So that's something that you can do if you know how to do it, or if you have an editor. Which brings me to my next point, is number 7, add a joke or 2. So here we are, in this podcast, and you're listening to me talk about what I'm talking about. I'm also adding in a little bit of humor, and this is me honestly having fun. And so if you're wanting people to enjoy your content, the best way is for you to actually enjoy your content. Because if you're enjoying it, other people are going to enjoy it. I follow a guy on TikTok. His name is Keith. He's a food critic, food reviewer or whatever. And he was reviewing this hot chicken in Houston, Texas. And it was going from like each level to like super hot. And I have watched tons and tons and tons of Keith's videos. I really enjoy his content, right? And I was just really curious of like, is this really going to be be really hot. What's going to happen? And so as I watched him with that final piece, I was like, I think this is going to be bad. And as we watched him scream, we watched him like, he's such a great guy. We all just love Keith. You're just like watching his demise with this chicken and him like adding like, ice cream to like make it, to make it not be as hot. It was very enjoyable. But not only was he like eating the chicken, but he edited the video so well in a way that it just made it even more fun for us to watch. I have watched it now multiple times already because I really, really enjoyed it, right? And so he adds humor and all that. When it's appropriate, I would encourage you to add a joke or two, because if you're enjoying your content, then that means other people will as well. Number 8, and my final tip, is use trends, but make them relatable. You don't have to use trends, but it is a way to create engaging videos on short form video, because like, you know, when you think about some of these sounds or some of these things that people do online, typically you would never take this sound or this thing and add it to this over here. But these, like, doing so has caused people to like experience videos in a way that they never have before. It's just giving you this different type of experience. So there was this little boy on TikTok where I think he went to like a state fair or something, and he really liked corn, and somebody interviewed him. He's got a really country accent, and he's like, it's cone. He kept calling it corn. He just loves corn. It's not corn, but cone.
I really like cone.
And he just went viral. But then people started adding music to the little boy. Another guy started singing with it. Like it became this whole thing on TikTok. And so people started using that sound around something that had nothing to do with corn, nothing to do with little kids, right? And even like Delta Airlines, they use that sound to talk about their plane.
I really like cone.
What do you like about corn?
It's cone.
And it just made us just love Delta in a way that we just never could experience them that way. And so the same thing goes for you. You can find, you can use humor and trends on TikTok or any other vertical video platform and talk about your business, talk about your product or service, and just in these creative ways, because we all want to be entertained. It just is what life is and what we're all used to. And you're getting this huge opportunity to learn how to basically make Super Bowl commercials in like 30 seconds or less. And you don't have to pay a production crew, a model, or whatever. You can learn this through the art of short form video. But the fastest and easiest way to learn this is by watching other people's content, right? And so like, if you haven't been binge watching content in the way of like, as a marketer, as someone who can create content for their business, then I would strongly encourage you to think about that, to start looking at content in a way that is more engaging, that will just cause your audience to just love what they're watching and be curious with you, aware of you, and want more from you. Okay. So let me read them one more time. So there was 8 things. Number 1 was good energy. The second thing is bullet point text, like the text over top of your head. Number 3 is captions. 4, a reason for them to say wow or nod their heads. Number 5 is give them a reason to share the content. 6 is when you can add B-roll. 7 is add a joke or two. And then number 8 is use trends, but make them relatable to your business. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please let me know on social media. I would love for you to kind of share this around with your friends, whether it's the podcast or on YouTube. And I will see you guys on the next episode.